Christy Simpson. Today's question is, how do you best plan for both a Christmas musical and an early spring rehearsal? Or, I'm sorry, an early spring musical. Okay, so she says, does anyone do their non-seasonal musical in March as well as a Christmas one in December? How do you do the March one so soon coming off Christmas to get enough rehearsal time? When do you start rehearsals? How many do you get? When do you do auditions? Tell me everything. We've always done a summer musical, but are kicking around moving it to spring and trying to figure out when the right time would be. And I think those of us that do 2 musicals a year, we all have our own individual opinions about this. I used to do one at Christmas and one around May 15th or something like that. It's always a challenge to try to get it before school gets out, but not run into Easter and not run into Mother's Day, things like that. That's a great time. If you can do it sometime early, mid-May. Sometimes I even did like a late April, but it just depends on Easter. Okay, so having said that, for the early ones, I know we're used to having a lot of rehearsal time. A lot of us are. But what happened is I realized that if I combined a few things, I really didn't need to have as much time. So maybe in your case, you do a little longer Christmas season, and then when you get to spring, you consolidate a few things and do it in less time. One of the things you can do, if you're going to do a March performance, is you can buy the 10-pack of the CDs, listening CDs, which truthfully I think is the most valuable thing you can do. Number one, everybody will memorize it completely because kids do that. When they listen to a CD, they will memorize the drama, all of the drama, and all of the songs. So why would you not do that? It is the easiest thing ever. But you can give it to them before Christmas starts. And you can say, hey everybody, I want you to promise me you're going to listen to this 5 times over Christmas break. Then when they come back, January 10th, they're completely ready to go. And frankly, you can have auditions in a week because everyone will have been listening to it, decided what parts they want, they've been listening to the solos, etc. You can also frankly do that by giving out the CDs in, your first rehearsal March 8th. And then have them promise to listen to it 5 times that week. You just need to get them listening to it early. And then you can have your auditions. I usually do my auditions about 3 weeks after I start rehearsals. Now that's a little early, but I like to have as much time on the back end for them to memorize their lines. So I would say 3 weeks would be the earliest that, maybe you would have your auditions, just so they're all familiar with it. But you can do it after 5 weeks, something like that. But really having your performance in March, end of March, I think you have plenty of time as long as you listen to the CDs early. Now, if you're not going to give them the CDs and you're going to slowly teach them word by word, that's going to take longer. But you can totally do a spring and a Christmas. Just make it different. Just make the spring season just a little more compact. You don't do as many games. You don't do this, but you do one big game. Stuff like that. And I think it's totally doable.